joined online. We will beginning shortly. Got a bit tongue-tied. So starting off, I want to say distinguished guests, family and friends, both here, sitting here today and online. I see many people online as well. Many of your program coordinators, conveners, lecturers, the executive and Senate members of Vinci have also joined online, I see there. And then I want to say to Eloise, to Jeffrey, to Jermaine, to Geraldine, to Imtiaz, to Lorenzo, to Jeremiah, to Paula, to Hawkins, to Atish, to Dylan, to Tepo, to Arista, to Rian, to Nausa, to Arisha, to Willem, to Estelle, and to Stacey Lee. You are indeed the people of the moment. And so the biggest, warmest welcome to each of you at your graduation ceremony 2022. Very exciting indeed. I say at Vinci we don't have rules, so I'll say house considerations, if I could please speak to those. So over here you will have your, is the professional photographer doing your professional photos today. So please remember when you go up to the members of Senate and Council, you will stand here, turn and face the camera. You can smile, do whatever you like to do. Some people like a more serious look. And then you will move over to Louise Fuller, the registrar, to be officially capped. Once you are capped, that is when you are actually graduated, although officially it's when we dissolve the congregation, but that is when you as a student are graduated. And so again, you will need to smile for the camera. I will be speaking during that time, so don't get too confused. Some people like to stop, pause, and engage with me and then move on. If you can do multitask, you're welcome to walk across. The reason for that is because two things. First of all, each and every one of you is here today in order to celebrate yourselves. We do an intimate ceremony purposefully because we don't want you to run across. So you can dance, skip, sing, ululate, shout, scream, wave at your family. We've had blowing kisses. Some people want to lie on the floor. You can do whatever you wish to do. But this is your moment of celebration. So please don't rush it. That is why we are here with a selected number of students per graduation, that we do multiple graduations, because you've really reached a remarkable milestone and we want you to celebrate. I promise I will still get you out here on time. I see someone's got me on their phone. So one thing you did remind me, it is live streaming on YouTube. So your family members are currently watching it through the link, but it is live streaming through YouTube. After the graduation, we take it down for a few seconds just to edit out any ums and ahs and those type of things. And then we put it back up where, as we say, it will be forever in the online cyberspace. And your graduation will be marked as your ceremony. So you can always go back and revisit it. Please feel free, family members, to take photos, to stand up, to shout, to video, etc. But please just don't use a flash, because it does interfere with our flashes that have already been set up. So most importantly, please enjoy. So please stand as the academic procession comes in. May be seated. Students, you may also be seated. You may be seated. Thank you. So I always have to introduce a few distinguished guests, even though you are the most distinguished guest today. We do have some other cloaked distinguished guests in our midst. Standing at the back is the CEO of the Da Vinci Institute, Professor Habia Klopper, who always sticks his head into every graduation ceremony and then meets you outside. So I'm just acknowledging his presence here today, but you will see him later. To my left is our representative from Senate. Senate is the highest academic decision-making body of the Institute, and they have to formally open the proceedings. So to my left is Dr. Mario Landman, who represents our Senate. Our council are our strategic advisors of the Institute, made up of industry experts and specialists in their field. And we are very honored to have Dr. Premi Naika from council to represent. She's also a Da Vinci alumnus, and she is certainly a woman who makes moving and shaking in IT look elegant. So welcome to you, Dr. Naika. And then we have got Louise Fuller over there, who is our registrar. And I want to say that Louise is all things regulatory, so she will be the one that is capping you. And then I also would like to welcome online, we have our guest speaker today. He is indeed entertaining and somebody who I always enjoy listening to. So that is Mr. Tharshan Mudli, who will be delivering the keynote address to you. And then we also have some industry representatives here today. And so I would also like to make mention of our West Bank partners who are also here today, as well as our associate faculty from Cornerstone. It's Ms. Carissa Naika and Ms. Karen Verster, who will be joining us today as well. So welcome everybody, but as I've said to our graduates, you're indeed our most esteemed guests. So I now call on Dr. Landman to formally open the proceedings this afternoon.
Very good afternoon to you. By the power vested in me as member of the Da Vinci Institute Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering of the Da Vinci Institute.
So I am now able to officially continue with the proceedings. Thank you very much, Dr. Landman. So we're going to start off with our guest speaker because I always think it's good to be inspired at the beginning of our journey, and then we can hopefully inspire you at the end. But I think the thing about Tharshan Mudli is that he's somebody who has always had a focus on the management of people as we speak to management of innovation are key focus areas for him because he's the Chief Client Care Officer or Head of Virtual Distribution at Momentum Metropolitan Holdings. He serves one of their tech startups called Metropolitan GetUp, and it predominantly focuses on the emerging youth, and he does a lot of work into this and youth marketing. He's focused on replenishing an aging life insurance existing book of clients whilst trying to understand technology and its many curves, and he actually did his own study for his qualification on this area, and it was something that was then implemented. So over the last 9 years, he's held various positions within the group, and many of them have included things like the head of strategy and business performance under the Momentum brand, the head of enterprise business architecture under the Metropolitan brand, and because of this, he appreciates a really modern era ideology associated with what some people call STEM, but which now has STEAM, which adds in the arts. But he has a very systemic nature to business. And in particularly for him, the banking and insurance sector is something that he has a passion for, and he always engages. As a former head of client engagement and of a management consultancy, he was really involved, particularly amongst people and the management of people and coming up with innovative ways to be able to manage people. But I think he always says that when the dust settles, his love is in architecture, and he loves spending time in creating these type of things, and he actually holds a degree in interior architecture, and he actually received the top student award for this, and he was also last year awarded Da Vinci Senate Award, and also got a top student award here at Da Vinci, where he actually also completed 12 of his 13 modules with distinction. So he's currently, as I said, in terms of his accolades, he's currently someone who I said to him, I've got a whole list of things to say about you. But I think what I appreciate is he always says there are subtle reminders of the application and the situated context of learning that we should all be in all of the time. He's going to deliver your keynote address today, and we welcome online Mr. Tharshan Mudli.
Good afternoon to all our esteemed Da Vinci community and our honored guests. It has been a while, but casting my mind back to graduation days such as these leaves me with a warm emotion of accomplishment, pride, anxiousness, and even relief. It's a wonderful moment, a moment of beginnings. So anchor yourself, for as a product, you are ready for market, so compete in it. On this day, please accept my apologies for not being able to attend physically, and to look you in your eyes as you gifted me this day to share this achievement with yourselves. I did not think it was wise for me to travel while being ill, but in saying that, more now than ever, we can attest to the importance of physical presence. So I humbly apologize for not being with you today. And so I won't keep you long. The stage and your moment awaits you. But I hope that the perspectives today will help you with this beginning and greater your purpose. I am privileged to be speaking to you. More so, I am grateful. Less than 10 years ago, in the midst of my master's, I encountered that anxious moment, the moment that most students encounter, the moment when the information stack and chemical imbalance in your mind simply wasn't in any harmonious relationship. My research was anxiously not coming together. Our course coordinator at the time advised that I speak to Prof. Benny Anderson. I reluctantly obliged, and during the session, I explained my case, awaiting firm answers. And I could tell in that Prof. Benny Anderson reflective stare that I would get no answers. In fact, I think in his mind he was calling bullshit. Excuse my language. But today, I understand just how important that particular moment was. And instead of the anticipated answer, I received a life-altering gift in the form of a question. What is your voice? This is my mantra. Whether in a board presentation or in a design thinking workshop where diversity of thought and subject matter expertise is key, this is where I go, and this is what I ask. What is your voice? So today, without going into the depths of topics or agendas at a philosophical or intellectual level, I wanted to share two perspectives on perhaps some of the more common developments, some of which can be contextualized locally and many of which you know already. But this dichotomy speaks to loss and growth, failing and success. My losses and failures have humbly been the reason for many of my wins and successes, at both a professional and personal level, and in many ways brought meaning and purpose to my preceding chapters. So I'm hoping that by sharing this, you can take loss and failures and inherently seek to solve for successes and wins, and find purpose for your country and for humanity. Perspective one. At a personal level, I can safely assume that all of us in this physical and virtual room have experienced the loss of somebody during this global pandemic. I lost my dad during the first wave at a time of much uncertainty and disbelief. Through this loss, I learned more about my dad after his death than during his mortal being. He was a quiet man with a big voice. And even so, these lessons contextualize my own fatherhood. How to be a dad who is present, how to immerse myself in small moments with my boys, and allowing these small moments to compound into growing good, solid gentlemen who will one day leave this earth in a better place than I did. It is a skill to listen beyond words and understand the intent of purposeful action. It is a skill to listen beyond words and understand the intent of purposeful action. This was my dad. Perspective two. Coupled with the loss of life experiences, we also saw the foreclosure of many businesses, and with that, a loss of employment. This was a similar trait we experienced during the dot-com era in the 2000s. A trail which continues to hurt the people of our country today. Opposingly, successes in digitalization strategies was future forwarded, with leading organizations experiencing leapfrogging market competitiveness and market share, a trail which continues to climb exponentially. We spend more time online today than we ever did pre-pandemic. In this regard, research shows that by 2030, 125 billion devices will be connected to the internet, compared to 20 billion devices as of 2020. Interestingly, this research was pre-pandemic, and I believe that these numbers will be challenged given the digitalization stimulus during and post-pandemic. So even though employment wails in our wonderful country, I am hopeful. We have a young population, an intelligent population. What does free Wi-Fi mean to a youthful South Africa? What could you gain from a gig economy? Is this a possibility? Or are we distracted by the can't-dos instead of the can-dos? Perspective 3. We've all been victim of silly load-shedding memes, AVs, and propaganda. And whilst Eskom grapples with the numerous agendas to keep our cities powered, I anecdotally prefer the logic of sustainable energy. Perhaps many of us do. Our planet is finite, but the sun is not. Here, studies draw a direct link from robust energy production to GDP growth. And in this regard, I know that I'm speaking to the converted. But simply, countries with better energy resources have better GDP growth. I didn't know this, but did you know that 5 million people around the globe die every year from air pollution as a result of combustible energy resources? With around 20 to 50,000 of these people being here in South Africa, which I'm sure is close to, if not higher than both the road accident and murder rates combined in South Africa per year, when referring to the 50,000 number. So amid a failing electrical infrastructure, research shows that South Africa has a unique climate, both from a wind and solar perspective, rivaling many of the top producers of sustainable energy in the world. With wind and solar infrastructures, which cost a fraction compared to our polluting alternatives. And let's not even talk about nuclear power at this time. So do we do nothing? Do we seek to democratize sustainable energy? And if we did, can we pay back Eskom's billions of debt into our fiscal? Or are we heading towards demonetization of energy? And like with free Wi-Fi for more and better jobs, sustainable energy is a moral cause steeped in humanity for South Africa. Here, purpose is fundamental. So, like Prof. Benny Anderson, I don't have the answers. I believe we should revel in the questions or problems through our own curiosity and find solutions for humanity. Find solutions which solve for humanity, and then think about how you can make money from the solution and not the other way around. This is where you will find purpose. I'm going to close with a poem, but to get your mind focused on solutions to questions rather than distractive popular culture, I thought I would ask a few questions or position a few thought-provoking statements, which I believe contextualize exponential change to embrace, as you are on the threshold of your future, your journey towards your own purpose. Question 1. Will the Paralympics remain in its current format? Or will technology introduce our first World Bionic Olympics? The trajectory of change. Following on, will AI enable technology closely resemble humans? Or will humans become more AI in resemblance? What are we really afraid of here? What will be the next big health issue that humanity will have to face after heart disease and diabetes? Consider your surroundings. Does anyone know Kyle Giersdorf, 16-year-old at the time, won the Fortnite Gaming World Cup in 2019 with prize money of $3 million. That's more than both Tiger Woods and Novak Djokovic won at the US Masters and Wimbledon respectively. So change is not necessarily found in everyday norms. Does anyone know Ryan's World? This is my favorite. A 10-year-old kid who started at the age of 3 from Texas, who opens toys from varying retailers and manufacturers on YouTube. He has over 30 million followers and more than 48 billion views on YouTube. In 2020, he made $29.5 million, or approximately 442 million rands, by opening box toys on YouTube. South Africa's highest earning tech CEO earns approximately 100 million a year, with bonuses. Societal norms? An anomaly, perhaps? I thought these questions and statements will give you some food for thought, but also help you broaden your thinking, knowing you are capable of much more. And lastly, as I said, I'd like to conclude with a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson. To laugh often and much. To win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty. To find the best in others. To leave the world a better place, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. To the Da Vinci BCom graduate class of 2022, I wish you all the purpose on this journey. Continue to find your voice, and when the dust of the arena settles, I look forward to seeing you standing ready for your next win, as you are cut from the Da Vinci cloth. Thank you.
Darshan, for that inspirational speech, and also for joining us even though you are not well, but you have certainly inspired, no doubt. And I really think that some of the areas that Darshan has given us to think about, the one that resonates for Da Vinci is about your voice, and each of you having your own unique voice that you're able to utilize for the greater good of yourselves and all those around you. It's not easy finding our own voice. I mean, it's something quite challenging, because finding your voice is not just about speaking out. Finding your voice is also about knowing who you are. Darshan spoke a lot about purpose, and we think it's simplistic to say my purpose is X and Y. But our purposes can change and shift and differ, and we have to continually almost set and reset ourselves and ask ourselves, what is my purpose today? Will it still matter in 5 years' time? And will my choices help me to get there? And I think too many of us say that we think about our past and it brings out some form of fear in us, or some form of anxiety, or some form of excitement, and we almost want to either leave it or go back to it. We then sit in the present and we are immersing ourselves in that. But too often we don't think of what is in the future. And if we put it out there and we say, what purpose do I want to have? What do I want to achieve? Earlier today, we heard from one of the guest speakers who spoke about the journey versus the destination. And I guess the thing is that if you don't enjoy the journey, the destination is not always as sweet as we think it will be. So I hope for each of you that when you find your voice, you will know that that is your own unique spirit, your own unique talent. It is that beautiful inner remarkability that is in each and every one of you, and it is not the same for everybody. So we all have our own voice, but it is really important that we find a way to harness that voice. And what I mean by that is to utilize it, to find your own purpose, and to impact society. So Darshan, thank you for joining us, and thank you for addressing the graduates today. Right, so now's the part you've all been waiting for, and it's the exciting part. I request now for Senate to give us permission to be able to graduate students. So I have to tip my cap and get permission. Chairperson, apologies, not chairperson, member of Senate. The chairperson was here earlier. Member of Senate, I wish to request that I could confer the following students with the qualification Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management. Thank you. Permission granted. I would now like to call up Ms. Carissa Naika. I think Carissa is here. If you could please come forward, Carissa, and Ms. Karen Verster. Carissa is here representing Westbank, and Karen is here representing the Cornerstone Associate Faculty of Da Vinci. And I would like to say to both of you, first of all to Westbank, thank you for the investment you make in education. Many people speak about making investments, but to truly invest in your staff, and it's a long journey to completion, and to really follow it through, and then to come here today. It is much appreciated for what you and what Westbank do for education in this country and for forwarding professionals. So thank you very much for what you've done. And to you, Karen, to you and to the team for all the, I always say that those that actually produce and develop, I mean, Dr. Landman is very much, as you're aware, in that field. You really are imparting knowledge in a way that is important because it is situated in context. And that is what makes it valuable, hopefully, to organizations such as Westbank. So thank you to Cornerstone and to yourself for your contribution for this. And they will be congratulating you alongside with our Senate and Council members today, who will now rise and greet each of you. So, our first graduate that is joining us is Eloise Teresa Adams. Congratulations. Okay, so you'll step forward, and Dr. Landman and Dr. Naika will come forward. You need to stand on that spot there. Turn round. They're just congratulating you, so turn over there. Dr. Landman and Dr. Naika, we're going to have to get you to turn a little bit into the picture. It's always the toughest being first. Dr. Naika on this side, Dr. Landman there. And then the two of you will be in the photo with Louise. Before we continue, is it easier if Ms. Naika and Ms. Verster stand next to them? I'm just asking our photographers. The first one always gets the longest. Okay, now you will go towards Louise. Then Louise's project title was Reasons for Increased Absenteeism in Client Operations, a Westbank Case Study. So I said earlier to someone who looked at absenteeism, it's really something that people seldom understand, that absenteeism is often really more holistic than just being ill. Sometimes it is mental illness, sometimes it is emotional breakdown, sometimes it is cheating the system, and sometimes it really is just about an overwhelming feeling. But you can't always be the most popular person when you look at absenteeism in your research. So for being brave and bold and letting yourself stand up and your voice be counted, I congratulate you today. So I just want to ask before, I would like, for the photographers, I would like us to get Ms. Naika and Ms. Verster in the pictures. So I think if we could do one here and one there, or what would you say best? Okay, so if you guys don't mind, then we'll do one with you while the student is here. So step forward, please. Thanks. Now you've all seen how it happens, so it's going to go smoothly after this one. Move forward. Okay. So I would like to say to the Adams family, please be proud and celebrate with Eloise today. She is indeed, yes, you did it. It is indeed a difficult journey, and I'm glad you expressed yourself and let your voice be heard. Congratulations, Eloise Teresa Adams, you have graduated with your Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management. Okay, our next graduate up, I hope you're going to be able to continue with the spirit, Jeffrey, is Jeffrey Amos Bork. Congratulations. Jeffrey's project title was The Effect of an Ineffective Follow-up Process on Approved Applications at a Financial Institution. Jeffrey, I think we can all attest to the fact. I'll let you smile and take your first photo. And then you're going to have one with Ms. Naika and Ms. Verster to step forward. You can stay where you are. I think we can all attest to the fact that having ineffective follow-up processes and processes that are frustrating within an application to a financial institution is often really frustrating to many people. And the fact that you looked into something that was based on the operationalization of making something more effective, I think really goes towards the management principle of trying to instill more innovation in a system. So Jeffrey, your team is telling you to smile, or your family, to the book family, congratulations. Jeffrey, you just received, no, don't look at me. You just received your Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management. You have to be more excited than this. Congratulations to the book family. Well done. Thank you. Jermaine, if I understand correctly, you're joining us online, so we will showcase you and hopefully you'll show us your face. To Jermaine Vernon Brink, joining us online. There we see you. Are you going to show us your face? No pressure. Very nice to see you, Jermaine. Jermaine's title, I love the balloons in the background. Jermaine's project title is an investigation into the reasons for an unsatisfactory conversion rate at an approved business of a financial institution. Sorry, let me repeat that. An investigation into the reasons for an unsatisfactory conversion rate on approved business at a financial institution. Jermaine, we see you being capped there. Absolutely beautiful. For the whole Brink family, we congratulate you. And I want to say to you, congratulations on looking at ways to be more efficient, more effective, and to improve business performance in a systemic way. Being a systemic thinker is the way that we will truly improve business. Absolutely hand up. Congratulations to the whole Brink family and to you, Jermaine, for making them extremely proud. Well done. Oh, Jermaine wants to say something. Can we unmute him, Rian? Or you can unmute yourself, Jermaine, I don't know. We can
sorry,
hear
thank
you.
you very much. I just wanted to ask my colleagues if I can get a whoop whoop. Yay!
Congratulations, Jermaine, and those that have joined you. It looks indeed celebratory. And thank you for joining us online, and congratulations. Geraldine, no pressure on you now. I call forward Geraldine Zezinia Mary Brown. Congratulations. I think it's become awkward with COVID and the handshaking because you just stand there so you can, I don't know, curtsy or something to each other. Geraldine's project title, The Influence of Key Person Dependency on Process Breakdown and Business Continuity in Westbank Corporate. I think one of the things that organizations don't always do particularly well is in terms of making sure that one person is not in the dependency chain to the detriment of the institution and to the detriment of service. We often rely on individual people, and I think creating systems and processes that allow us to have less of a focus on one key individual and rather on a more systemic approach to processes and operations is really critical. So I say today, congratulations to you, Geraldine, and to the Brown family. You've indeed made the Brown family proud today. Congratulations. I now introduce to you Imtiaz Harun Kasim. Congratulations. Before I read Imtiaz's project title, I would like to say, can we have an extra round of applause because Imtiaz received his qualification cum laude. Imtiaz's project title is a study on how to increase Westbank's penetration in the first Rand retail customer base. Imtiaz, I want to say that few people understand what it takes to receive a qualification. They're going to shout at me for looking at you. Cum laude. It is indeed a remarkable achievement. And I think in terms of your study itself, it is really important for us to diversify our markets as businesses. And looking into something like this, I'm sure has benefited Westbank in multiple ways, to be able to do that, but most have not done it in an integrated way. And I found yours to be particularly integrated, so well done for that. Congratulations. They want you to look again. When your photos are all looking at me, please do not come back and find me. To the entire Kasim family, congratulations on Imtiaz's remarkable achievement. Well done. The next candidate I introduce to you is Lorenzo Lionel Davidson. Lorenzo's project title is an investigation into the integration status of Westbank's risk management levels. So I'm going to wait for him to take his photo before I continue. Most things that occur in terms of looking at levels of risk management, they're often there pointing out the indicators, but they seldom look at it from a truly ecosystemic perspective, which is to look at the various ways. Okay, we'll wait for you to be capped. But you're not allowed to leave until I'm finished. So it is looking at it not always from an ecosystemic perspective, which looks at the micro, meso, macro, and exo environments. And I really found that in looking at these ways, you looked at integration from an ecosystemic perspective, which is not an easy task. So I congratulate you today, and to the whole Davidson family, may you be proud because you've achieved something quite remarkable. Well done. The next candidate I present to you to receive his qualification is Jeremiah Joshua Duplessis. You're going to have to clap a lot louder for Jeremiah because he received his qualification cum laude. Jeremiah's title was The Impact of Westbank Motor Systems Unavailability on Customer Centricity. The management of people, Jeremiah, is an extremely important part of any process. In a country where we're often not focused on customer centricity, I think looking at the management of people, but also the management of process in terms of trying to find ways to make things more customer-centric really showed engagement. So when you look at tips, the management of people and the management of innovation, if you've got both of those, you've got a truly engaging environment. So I thank you for trying to enlighten and brighten engagement in customer centricity. We could do with a lot more innovation in the management of people and the management of innovation in customer centricity. Congratulations. I also congratulate the Duplessis family on Jeremiah receiving his qualification cum laude. Our next candidate is Paula Celeste Green. Congratulations. Paula's project title, How to Enhance an Outstanding Debt Protection Policy at a Financial Institution. So people often ask me if I like reading these in my spare time, and I always say yes, until I stumble on one that only speaks about finance. Then I have to say, I better get my dictionary out. But I do think that something for me that struck me about yours that was really unique was about the fact that you took a topic and you tackled it in a way that was extremely interesting because of the fact that when you looked at outstanding debt protection policies, you didn't do it in a way that is linear. You did it in an you looked at it in a way that managed to really see it through multiple lenses. And I don't often find this in heavily financially based, no offense, type projects. But I like the way that you did it, because at Vinci you look at the 7 lenses, etc., and you were able to really show that you looked at things through various lenses. So congratulations for that and your achievement. Yes, so to the Green family and Paula, yes, indeed, you have received your Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management and you got here. Hawkins, we now introduce to you Hawkins Mafada. Congratulations. Project title, An Investigation into Inefficiencies in the NATIS Handover Process at a financial institution. So Hawkins, I found this particularly interesting. I just came out of a house purchase where it took me many months to move in because the original title deed was lost by the bank. And so I do think that looking at it from a West Bank perspective and in terms of the NATO's handover process, I think it's daunting for some people. But I think for me, when you look at inefficiencies as you did, it is brave indeed, but you also better a system. So from that perspective, the fact that you're a Da Vincian and you didn't only better it, but you bettered it systemically is something I congratulate you for. You must now smile. Because you've done the Mafada family extremely proud by getting your qualification today. Congratulations. You can dance, sing, do whatever you want. So you'll have to wait 2 minutes, Dylan, because we just got to greet Atish, is joining us online. So I'd like to say to Atish Maharaj, we can please spotlight Atish. Atish is joining us online today. Atish's project title was Exploring the Effect. Hello, Atish, wonderful to see you. Atish's title was Exploring the Effect of Ineffective Portfolio Management on Customer Retention in a Financial Services Institution. Atish, what struck me about yours was twofold. The first part of it is that customer retention is something critical, but few people take it seriously. They say they want to retain customers, but they don't necessarily have strategies, processes, approaches in order to do that. And I think that the fact that you did this in a time for your own organization that was extremely challenging, given the pandemic we were experiencing, South Africa's economy, etc. I think the fact that you explored the effect of in terms of the ineffective portfolio management on that, it was also brave, because the reason I say that is ineffective portfolio management has got an internal element to it. So you were looking who wasn't doing their job, and that's why you were not retaining customers. And so I think that it is always those with the bravest of hearts who decide to challenge the status quo and the system, and you did that and no doubt have influenced your organization. So congratulations to you, Atish, and the Maharaj family on your remarkable achievement. Well done. If you would like to say something, Atish, you are welcome to unmute yourself, but if you don't want to, no problem, no pressure.
I just want to say thank you very much to all my colleagues that was on this path with me. It really was challenging, but well done, guys. Congratulations and all the best. Thank you.
Well done. Our next candidate we present you is Dylan Moodley. Congratulations. I'd like you to give Dylan a big hoo-ha, as somebody said earlier, because he received his qualification cum laude. I don't know, this West Bank group is a really intelligent, we don't get this many cum laudes usually. Well done, guys. Dylan's project title is The Effect of Poor Employee Retention on the First National Bank Branch Network. Now, Dylan, if you know me, you'll know I'm always singing the song about intellectual capital, and too often how we allow our knowledge workers to leave our organizations, leave our country, and we have that brain drain. So I think looking at something like this that is about the management of people and intellectual capital and keeping it within an organization is critical. But to look at innovative ways to try and change this makes it something that can really bring about some kind of change. I hope to see more retention in these spaces for your organization based on your study, and congratulations to you and the Moodley family for your achievement today and cum laude. Well done. Unfortunately, Tsepo was meant to join us, but Tsepo is ill and so wasn't able to come today, but I still would like to graduate Tsepo in absentia. So to Tsepo Moses Molefe Ntite, congratulations. Tsepo's project title was, Tsepo, nice to see you, was investigating the ineffectiveness of a manual system process at a financial institution. Tsepo, sorry, I wasn't sure if you would be joining. So I want to say, first of all, get well soon, and we're sorry you couldn't join us in person. But I want to say to you that it was very interesting for me looking at your study in terms of the management of technology. And you might say, but why? Because it is very much looking also at the management of people, which it absolutely is. But I think the thing people don't understand is when you align management of technology and management of people, you get a much more aligned process, you get a much more aligned organizational culture, etc. So by looking at ways that a manual system could be technologized, can I say, you effectively looked at the management of technology and bringing its people to that point. So I congratulate you on trying to bring your organization into a aligned approach to managing technology and managing people. Congratulations. I know you're not feeling the best, Seppo, but if you want to say something to your colleagues, you are welcome to unmute yourself and do so, and we do wish you well indeed. I see someone sticking their head in there. Congratulations to the whole Ntite family. Feel free to join in the photo. Hello.
As my little ones, so yes, thank you very much. What a group that actually, the West Bank group that I worked with, they're quite amazing, I must tell you. Very intelligent, as you highlighted there. Guys, you're such stars, I would say. And yeah, let's keep it going. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Seppo, and well done for your daddy. Okay, thank you. The next candidate we introduce you to is Arista Oosthuizen. Project title, A Study into the Lack of Skills in the Fleet Management and Leasing Division at a Financial Services Institution. So education is all about skills, Arista. So for us, building skills is critical. We don't build knowledge workers and we don't build intellectual capital in an organization if we don't have the correct skills. I think it is important for us as organizations to take stock and to audit these areas of concern. Congratulations on a really innovative study in terms of trying to find means and ways to build skill both in a formal and an informal way, because I think few people understand the importance of informal skill development as much as formal skill development. Congratulations to you and the whole Oosthuizen family. Well done. Rian? Oh, I couldn't see you. Thank you. I now introduce to you Rian Prinsloo. You're going to have to give Rian an extra scream because Rian received his qualification cum laude. Rian's project title, A Study into How the Operational Effectiveness of the West Bank Early Stage Collections Department can be improved. I'm not going to pretend to understand early stage collections, but when I did look through this, the thing for me that struck me was what I've said to a couple of you. Operational effectiveness is too often looked at in a very linear fashion. It's looked at as we need to have a process and it needs to move like this. And I think what you guys have managed to do, and you certainly, Rian, have definitely done this, is to look at it from a much broader perspective and how the sum of all the different parts would make up the whole process. And I think for operationalizing at a systemic level is not always easy. So I congratulate you for that and your cum laude. Well done. To the Prinsloo family, I'm sure you are indeed proud. The next student is Nausa Agira Samamudi. Congratulations. I don't know if I pronounced your... How do I pronounce it? Nausa? Samamodi. Okay. I would like to repeat that. Nausa Agira Samamodi. Congratulations. Project title, An Investigation into the Ineffectiveness within the Night Shift Call Center of a Financial Services Institution. I think looking at customer service in general is really important for the management of people. But you looked at the management of people and the management of technology, where call centers have to use this a lot, but also the fact that many people don't think night service staff should have as much of an impact as day service, which isn't actually true. And so I think looking at something that was quite marginalized and hasn't been researched, for an innovative idea, I congratulate you today. as well as the whole Samamodi family on your achievement. Congratulations. I introduce to you Arisha Singh. Project title, Risk Management and Investigation into Inaccurate Reporting of Key Risk Indicators at a Financial Institution. Well, now when we say brave, Arisha, you have a superpower because this is indeed brave. You not only looked transdisciplinary because you looked at risk management and key risk indicators, but also connected to a financial institution. And when we combine the disciplines of risk and banking, it is indeed a scary moment for many a bank and many a financial institution. And I think inaccurate reporting is something that really does need to be delved into. So I congratulate you on a path less traveled and to have done research that really was based in risk and trying to improve things within the bank in terms of accuracies. Congratulations. I now introduce to you Willem Andries Daniel Stradom. Congratulations. Now, I'm going to say you've got to give Willem an extra round of applause. The men seem to be dominating, and he received his qualification, cum laude. His project title is a mouthful, like his name. It is How to Address Inefficiencies Within Software Delivery in a Financial Institution's Information Technology, with a specific focus on secure software development. Willem, I will say to you that this study really did the holism of TIPS justice, because you looked at the management of technology as the key, but you looked at how people impacted that as well as innovative ways to shift and shape this, and you did it all systemically. Please look at the camera. When I say to you, you have done a holistic study of TIPS because you have managed technology, innovation, and people systemically. Congratulations. I now introduce to you Estelle Vanessa Tablanche. I saw Estelle hiding behind. Now, Estelle's giving one for the ladies because she received her qualification cum laude. Estelle's project title is The Impact of Misaligned Data Between WesBank Corporate and First National Bank on Client Service. Dr. Premi Naika will tell you all about data management and the importance of it, being an IT expert as well as somebody who looks into multiple aspects. And data management is critical to actually running an organization in a way that is aligned when we speak of the management of technology and the management of people. When we speak about technology and innovation, it requires agility. So if we're looking at ways to make your organization more agile and more aligned, I congratulate you today and on your cum laude. Well done. Stacey Lee is joining us online. She's our last student graduating today. So Stacey Lee, we're going to showcase you online and we'll say congratulations to Stacey Lee van der Westhuizen. Stacey Lee's project title was Examining the Value of the follow-up process on applications not taken up at a financial institution. I want to say well done to you on trying to garner more support for your organization in multiple ways, but also looking at ways that you could actually have a better process of following up. Too often things fall through the cracks. And I think many times we look at the active processes, but we don't always look at how we can do and improve on follow-up processes, which can really lead to incredible secondary business opportunities. So I think by taking this path, you are offering your organization a different approach to gaining more income and more revenue for the organization, and also just the way in which you approached the study, I think was in a very integrated manner. So I congratulate you, Stacey Lee van der Westhuizen. Well done. Stacey Lee, you can unmute if you wish to say a few words. I see Stacey's gone off. She doesn't want to unmute herself. Stacey Lee, congratulations to you and the van der Westhuizen family. You may be seated. Thank you very much once again to both you, Carissa, and to you, Karen, on what you do for education in our country and for congratulating our students and being here today. So it is really exciting time indeed when we get to this part of the ceremony, because for me, it is the time when I'm able to address you and say, it's my turn to have my part and my say in congratulating every student. But before we do so, I want to say what I've said today is about our family names. Who we are and where we come from gives rise to our voice. And it doesn't matter if you marry and you change your name or what happens in your life. That name that you were born with, that name that you were given, and that you carry through life has significance and meaning. And so today I want to honor your family name by congratulating each family. To the Adams family, congratulations. To the Bok family, congratulations. To the Brink family, congratulations. To the Brown family, congratulations. To the Kasim family, congratulations. To the Davidson family, congratulations. To the Duplessis family and the Green family, congratulations as well. To the Mafada family and the Maharaj family, congratulations for the achievements of those you love. To the Mudli family, congratulations. To the Ntite family, to the Oosthuizen family, to the Prinsloo family, congratulations on this remarkable achievement. From the Samamodi family, the Singh family, to the Stradum family, to the Tablanche family and the Van der Westhuizen family. Every single one of your names means and matters to those sitting here today and what they will do for generations to come and those to still come. So I say to Eloise, to Jeffrey, to Jermaine, to Geraldine, to Imtiaz, to Lorenzo, to Jeremiah, to Paula, to Hawkins, to Atish, to Dylan, to Tsepo, to Arista, to Rian, to Nausa, to Arisha, to Willem, to Estelle, and to Stacey Lee. Thank you for holding your family names in high regard, and be proud and celebrate yourselves today. Congratulations. Every qualification has a purpose, whichever one you undertake. And before I actually knew what our guest speaker was speaking about, I wanted to look at the purpose of a qualification in general, but the purpose we give ourselves. So at the Da Vinci Institute, for us, one of our biggest purposes is to try co-create with learners. The prefix co in Latin means something. It says it is about being mutual. It is about togetherness. Dr. Landman is an expert in the field, so he'll tell me if I'm correct or wrong. Am I correct? It also means to do together. So we hope this co-creator journey is about doing things together. Can you think of any other words, I mean, it is a mode to approach, that could do with a co? So cooperative, co-create, anything else? You can just collaboration. Anyone? Conjoin, very good one, actually. Yes, that's a good one. There is another one that's a little bit more, yes, down under. That also does one. But the reality of all of these, whatever you're speaking about, they are about doing things together. So I hope the reality is that you co-create for yourselves. I can see amongst you as colleagues, you've co-created some beautiful relationships, but those that you co-create in life with, in your micro, your meso, your macro, and your exo environments, I hope that they bring to your reality a balance and something that brings you true fulfillment and joy. And if you find yourself in a co-created relationship of any sort that is not making your voice be heard in a positive and profound way, look at ways of shifting your reality. Because the amazing thing about reality from a social constructionist point of view and from an interpretivist paradigm is that reality is never fixed, that it is our interpretation and the meaning that we ascribe to reality, but it is also able to be fluid and in a constant state of flux. One of the aspects of the TIPS managerial leadership framework is about co-creating meaning. And co-creating meaning speaks about adding value. I hope that everyone that is in your life adds value in some way. I hope you assess your life on a continual basis. And if there are people that are not co-creating the type of meaning that you want to add value to your life, I hope with this qualification, you will find the agility, the alignment, and the engagement as true managerial leaders to shift your reality, to change your reality, to repurpose yourself, and to continually be in a state of positive flux. And so I ask you now to close your eyes. And I would like to say, when you open your eyes, there will be a galaxy in front of you, but I will tell you when to open it, because I want you to imagine this. There's a dark night sky. And now there are splashes of color, a little bit of purple, a little bit of blue. It really is quite beautiful. Oh, I think I see a sparkle. It might be a light. Could it be a star? It's Eloise, Jeffrey, Jermaine. There's another star, Geraldine, Imtiaz, Lorenzo. I see Jeremiah, Paula, Hawkins, all forming as magnificent stars in this galaxy. Atesh, Dylan, Tsepo, and Arista have joined. Rian, Nusa, Arisha, Willem, Estelle, and Stacey Lee. You can open your eyes and see the magnificence of your galaxy. You are those shining stars in the Da Vinci galaxy. And if you look in the far corner over there, on your right-hand side, you will see mapped out into those specific stars is a purple cow representing remarkability. And if you open your graduation programs on the front page, you will see 2 twos that have been etched out as a proper constellation joining stars. That is to replicate the class of 2022 as a constellation in the Da Vinci galaxy. For you will forever have your academic home right here with us. I would now like to say, in closing, that Ikigai is a Japanese concept that I'm sure you've heard of at Da Vinci, but it alludes to the purpose of why one is motivated to get up each and every single day. What makes our life worthwhile? And what is our reason for being and our purpose? I want to tell you, you will always have a place and a purpose in the Da Vinci galaxy of remarkability. And I hope as you form your own constellations, you will wake up every day and say, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And if you can't answer those questions, you will reevaluate and shift your space. I would now like to ask that we are serenaded, or you are serenaded, by the Josie Opera, who are have recorded God Bless Africa for each of you today. Congratulations. You may, round of applause. We have now reached the end of the formal proceedings. I call on Dr. Landman to formally dissolve this congregation.
Thank you. As member of Senate of the Da Vinci Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management. Thank you.
before we stand for the national anthem, I want to please invite you outside to come and have some drinks and snacks with yourselves and your families. And we've got, no problem, we've got a couch outside for you to sit on and take photos. This is from my team in terms of the communication team. So these will be emailed to you via your program convener, and they are complimentary. So take as many as you want with each other, with your family, individuals, etc. And I will ask the procession to please stand in your photos so that you've also got those. And those, unfortunately, that have joined us online, please eat, drink, and be merry on your own. At your fridge or at the shops, but thank you for joining us. It was indeed a privilege to have so many of you celebrating alongside our graduates that are here in person. So please stand for the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa. The academic procession will now leave.